How do you know which pieces of your collection to go and which pieces to keep? That's really up to each and every one of us. I really can't say there's a formula to it. It's just that with the passing of time and experimenting and using and enjoying each one of your pieces from your collections, you get to find out in this rotation that we must go through, many of us, unless you have infinite resources and you can make a collection of 200, 600,000 pieces, then that's favorable for that person. But many of us don't have those infinite resources. And in my case, that's not the type of collector I am. I've mentioned that I'm a user first and most of. I'm an enthusiast, and at the same time, I've been collecting and studying and learning each and every one of the folders and knives that I have had the experience and the fortune to have come through my hands. So in this case, what you see here is, in this case, are the folders that I'm going to put up for sale. How did I come up with each and every one of them? I don't have a response, a direct answer for all of them. For example, the Factor by Winter Blade Co. I absolutely love this thing, but I haven't used it, and I'm not sure. And this one, I'm really not sure if I'm going to let go of it. It's still, I'm still in that frontier, in that borderline of whether to let go. And perhaps with some of the money that I gather, I can buy the new one. Perhaps something else might come up. But it's something that I've enjoyed and that we don't have another one that I know of here in Mexico. So, just thinking of giving someone else a chance, that's also something that I take into consideration. That's in there in the mix. But let's go through them so that you can see a little bit of the process. And for example, this, oh geez, I always forget the name of this one. But I believe it's from Nati Amor. And what is it? Well, I'm trying to remember. I love this folder. And I would definitely keep it if it was 1.5 centimeters longer. As you can see there, this is a 3-finger knife for me. Yeah, I can choke up to the finger choil, but it's not. It's still just not my size, like a shoe. If the shoe don't fit, then why keep it? And that's the thing. Apart from that, this is another case that I wouldn't mind letting go of this because I know this are discontinued and this is the only one here in Mexico. And to think to leave this piece in someone else's hand here in a good home, I wouldn't just leave it to, and that's a thing as well, I wouldn't just sell it to anyone. I would make sure that these would go to a good home. It might be stupid to some, but I just don't like seeing the blades, the folders that I once had in the hands of backstabbing people, of you know how that goes. So I know it'll in turn, perhaps that the person I'll sell it to might sell it again, and so on. That's how the market runs. But at least I try to give it a good home in each and every one of my folders. But in that sense, it's something that might substitute. And you can't really say substitute, but there are blade shapes, there are handles, there's certain aspects that you can take into consideration. And although they are different, I have and these are pretty much very unique, very creative type of blade shapes. And so I love the Red Horse Knife Works. Where's my memory today? Hellraiser, there we go. Dirk would laugh at me for not remembering when it's just one of my favorite folders. But anyways, I see here some similarities. You might not, but in my hand I see here some similarities. The big difference is that this one fits like a glove. It's just perfect in my hand, perfect size. And if, like I said, if this was just a quarter of an inch larger, then I would keep it, absolutely. What about the CT, is it the 640? I always get, yeah, it's the 640. Love this design. It's so comfortable. Blade shape and all, has broken in perfectly. Really, really love this model. But I got the what's this, the 0100 or the A100. So pretty similar, at least my point of view. So, and there is, of course, another factor, which is money. And I do have some debts I need to cover, and I just can't keep them all. And I really, like I was saying, I don't want to keep them all. As I was mentioning, I'm a user, first and foremost. An enthusiast and a collector, yes, but the use is always going to influence a bit more whether or not I keep something or I let it go. And so since I can't keep all of them, and I don't want to, I want to have a small collection, let's say. I'm still aspiring for a 7 or a 13 piece collection, which are important numbers, at least for me. And it's just that, and I'm still quite far away from those numbers. But there are a lot of factors that influence the decision making in all of this process. Have to let go of some of my Jack Wolves. Yes, I've had one of the, at least the most complete collection here in Mexico, of course. But then again, we got some debts, we got some compromises, and just gotta let them go. This is one of my, all of them are favorites, of course, but this Sudbuster type model pattern, where is it? But I have also, where is it? Give me a moment, because I have everything here. Or I have everything here. Where is my, I'm missing one knife. knife. Geez, and I have everything here, but here we go. I just had it in a different case. This is the shotgun pattern, and I'm getting mixed up. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Talking about the bullnose, the Sudbuster, this very classic folder. And don't think that it's easy to let go. I know a lot of you would understand, but if it comes to it, well, I would keep the GEC bullnose. Also because I can get more out of this one. That's another thing that is important to take into consideration, especially when you're thinking about when you're needing some cash. Here we go again, gun stock pattern. There we go, the gun stock pattern. And yeah, I'm gonna have to let go of the first one. Gun stock pattern, gun stock pattern. Which one do I keep? GEC. Gonna have to let go of my Jack Wolf. Again, I think I can get more for this than for this. And besides this one, my GECs are really knives that I use all of the time. So same goes, well, in this case, we have the Midnight Jack. This is my favorite pattern from Jack Wolf knives. But again, I have, where is it? I have 3 of them, 2 of them. I have this one. I have the micarta one, and then I have the folder. So, and so I decided to let go of one of them. And like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 of them, including the folder. That makes 4 with that pattern. You know, it is what it is. And also, it's not all that drama. It's fun. You have no idea how many times I have placed these folders against others, competing to see which ones I keep and which ones I let go. The PM2, a great knife that has perfectly broken in, and sometimes that even influences that decision making, because this one has broken in so well that it's, and I love the blurple. This I could care less about the steel, you know, in that sense. It could be I don't know, Magna Cut, it could be Coolware, it could be VG10, of course, for the price, that's different, right? But in this case, it's just so well broken in, the blurple I love, and but I received, when I bought the military in micarta, man, the moment I got this thing in hand, the moment I opened it, I knew this was going to stay. I love the size. I love the ergos, and it is different. It is very different. I know it doesn't seem like it, but at least in my hand, and not that the PM2 is uncomfortable at all. It's just fits like a glove. But just the overall experience with the military, and this is, I knew that this one, the moment I got it, the moment I opened it and then got it in hand, I knew that the race had been won between those two. So, and I'm not saying that this one is bad. I'm just, I've had this for quite some time now, and I enjoy it. But then again, I just knew that this one was the one that was going to stay. And it's not as well broken in as of course, as the other one, as the PM2, but you know, it'll get there. Perhaps it won't. Perhaps it won't. There seems, or there feels some difference in the mechanism, and I go over them and over and over, and it's just that's, I always think about that as well. So that's for that. Then you have a cold steel from the Lynn Thompson era, and the American Lawman, just a very classic cold steel folder, which I very much have enjoyed. But, you know, I got a drop point, which, did I bring the right case? Yes. Which, I have an XM18. Yes, I'm comparing. And it's not just because it's more expensive. You know, that would be a very very short point of view. But it matters, talking about strength, they can compare, absolutely. Now, in fit and finish, in materials, yeah, we're talking about different things, and that's why the prices are gonna go up. We got titanium, we got just G10, we got S35, we got CPM 20CV. Fit and finish are different. Triad lock versus frame lock, you know, it's just different in that sense, and that's going to increase or decrease the cost of the knife. But, and I can go over other knives as well that may, I can think about the A100, also competing with the American Lawman. And what else? I can think of Chris Reeve, of course. Chris Reeve knives competing with the American Lawman. Not as, I don't think it's as appropriate as the Hinderer, but there you go. And then I'm letting go of the Evo 2 because I have the Evo 3. And I love this finish, but I also love this finish. And why am I keeping the Evo 3? Well, just because of the size. Now, it may not seem so much of a difference. As a matter of fact, there isn't so much of a difference. but it's just about 1 centimeter. And here I can prove what I'm saying about the sabotage. The sabotage, I think, is the sabotage is the custom from Natia Moore. I don't remember this one. But if this one had 1 centimeter more, you know, this is exactly the case, the Evo 2 and the Evo 3. So, and it's, at least for me, to have both of them, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So I'm keeping the Evo 3 because of that centimeter of length. The finish, the DLC polished or polished DLC, really doesn't matter. I love it. Just love the look of it and how it feels. But I also love this monochromatic finish. And pretty much a monochromatic type of person. Well, yeah, right. But anyways, that's one of the reasons, or the only reason really, why I'm keeping the Evo 3. What about which one was the GEC? Which is this pattern? Where's the? It's in the secondary blade. Oh, this one is really difficult. That's the year 22. 22? I don't know if it's the 13th pattern. Yeah, it's a 13th pattern. A beautiful folder, beautiful slip joint. But at the same time, I've got just right now so many other slip joints that including Jack Wolf knives, that in this case, no, it's not this one. See, that's the other Midnight Jack that I was showing you. Got a bunch of knives here just lying around, trying to demonstrate each point. Sorry about that. Well, that's live television for you. There you go, the swayback. And although this is, I believe this is a Congress pattern, but the blade is Warncliffe. So I got a Warncliffe, and that I use pretty much. I still think about this one. Gosh, it's always so hard with GEC to let go of one of them, right? But again and again, I don't want to keep all of them. Sometimes, yeah, I regret letting go of many of them. For example, the Sokosha. You've seen the new one and how much they go for. That's crazy. That's just, I don't know. This is an awesome folder by KFC, Custom Knife Factory. I don't know if this was still back in the day when they were made all in Russia. Now we know that some of the parts, or most of the parts, are made in China. I think by Riyadh, so I've read and heard, and they're put together and finished in Russia or in some part of Eastern Europe. They moved the plant or something. I really don't care if it's Russia or anywhere else. I don't care if it's China, as long as it's well made. I love the knife, but I also have a couple of SOCOMs. Now, between the two Socums I have, they're the same green Socum Elites. I have the Tanto and this drop point, clip point. I would keep the Tanto. So perhaps I should be keeping the Sokosha and letting go of the Socum Elite. Who knows? In the end, if somebody makes an offer, well, we'll see. We'll just see, wait and see. At the same time, of course, I've thought about letting go of this one, because, well, when you compare it, and you gotta compare it to a Chris Reeve, right? Yeah, of course, the blade grind is different, of course, but in essence, you know, I can replace the Sun for the Sebenza, and they would be competing right there. Or I can put the Hinder Fire Attack, and again, that's a good competition between those three. And you know, might just let go of, finally end up letting go of the Microtech. Why? Because I wouldn't let go. It's harder for me to let go of Chris Reeve. But in the case of the Sokosha, right there, that's where they are competing. Now this one is as well, this one is really hard also, because the ergonomics on this thing, on the Bodega, they're really, really something else. It's, at least for me, is such a really comfortable folder. The only thing I don't like about this knife is the colored blade, or the coated blade. I really don't find, there's no sense for me to do this in any type of blade, and that would be also the thing with this Sokosha. Either coat the whole blade, or just leave it blank. Just leave it, just let the steel be. So that would be the only thing. Apart from that, the size on this thing is great. The finish, the everything, all of the design. This thing is fantastic. This finish, this dragon skin finish, and the cracked eyes. This cracked eyes backspacer should have been on this side, if you ask me. It's just so damn good looking. I hope you can see there. But anyways, the action is amazing. It's perfect. It's really hard for me to let go of this one. Again, I'm still thinking about it, because it's hard for me to substitute this one. And the only one that right now can substitute that one is the Umnamzan, talking about the harpoon. And I adore my Umnamzan, as you may already know. So, but they are pretty different. One's a flipper. The harpoons are different. One has a coated blade, the other one not. The ergos on the Bodega, I think, are better than on the Sun. Not that they are bad on the Sand, but just being real. In my hand, these ergos are just more comfortable in my hand. Really well designed, both of them, of course, but and really just the thing that I gotta let go of something, and perhaps if the blade was completely blacked out, or just all natural, perhaps this wouldn't be going anywhere, you know. And if it doesn't sell, it's not something. If none of these sell, it's well, I hope some some do, because of the need for money, of course. But you know, they're not bad blades. On the contrary, they're really good blades. For example, talking about knives, here we have a great user. This is the BK16, the K-bar BK16 with the micarta scales, which I changed. I also took off the coating. I really don't like that thick granulated coating that they come with, and just the steel, the natural steel like that, looks so much better, right? As it starts aging and getting its patina. And just one of the most comfortable ergonomics right here. Ethan Becker knows what he's doing, but at the same time, also my knife collection has grown a bit, though I've sold also some of those knives, but kind of, you know, talking about ergos, size, and I have this LT Wright GNS, and so which one do you let go? Which one do you keep? And this thing is so comfortable, and I'm eager to start using this. I haven't used it. So, and the BK, I've already spent my time with it. So, gotta keep on. The rotation also means learning. And so, for example, another one that's gonna go is the Falkniven F1, and I'm keeping my Bark River Gunny. They are very similar with some differences, of course, but I just and the biggest difference here is the 3V. If this Falkniven was a 3V, it wouldn't be going anywhere. I love the how this feels in hand, and during winter cold stages, this handle is so much warmer than the micarta in the Bark Rivers, and it's just so much more comfortable to work with. But hey, something's gotta go, right? And so, as you can see, and well, here we have this line steel Gitano. Great design, but this is a Spanish design, a very classic Spanish design that was copied by Guri von Poppel. But this is a typical Spanish navaja. I don't know, readapted, or I don't know what the hell was that it was so different, but it's just a Spanish navaja. And great design by the Spaniards, comfortable in hand. I fixed the problem that it had. Had a big, I'm not gonna try to remember when it hits the spring, the back spring, and the blade folds or chips. This one didn't chip, but it had that problem, blade wrap. So I had to sand down with a lot of care. I sanded down, instead of reducing the blade, I sanded down the back spacer, the back spring. And that was that. And it fixed it. So, really, really love this. This folder, this slip joint, but I haven't used it. So that's another thing that determines whether something stays or something goes. And there you have it, guys. Sometimes we just let go of things, and it's not easy to let go. Sometimes we are forced to let go. But just remember that as we let go, we open up a space for new things to come in. And I want to keep on learning, and I want to keep on experiencing different shapes, different ergos, different knives. And that's why I let go of mostly, these are not all that new knives, with the exception, I think, of the Factor, which is the newest, or the Jack Wolf knives, correct? But the rest are just good old knives, well made in most of the cases, and getting ready for other experiences. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Professor EDC out.